Yes, it's finally here, folks. My Wheeler Dealers GTV is back from its trip to the motherland. It's back, and it's fresh from being fixed up yet again after being mercilessly hooned around the Verano racetrack by Elvis.
Hang it on, hang it on!
Until I nearly puked. So if you haven't watched parts 1 and 2, I'd suggest that you click on the link above to go back to the start of this strange but wonderful journey. So in part 3 of the trilogy, my mate Gary is driving me back to the Wheeler Dealers headquarters in Oxfordshire to collect the shiny GTV and bring it back home to Devon, where I'll take it for a drive and I'll let you all know exactly what I think of it. Is it as good as Mike and Elvis claim, or will I find any nasty gremlins hiding in this 23-year-old Alfa? Come along now and find out. So like I said previously, the Wheeler Dealers HQ is hidden away pretty well, and even if you've been there before, it's still tricky to find it again. But after fighting some speed cameras, we stopped and ate some nice local Italian food. This is what you call Alfa parking. After losing about 5 kilos of body weight due to the red hot weather,
Don't see it.
We finally arrived. It's what you call well disguised, I would suggest. We were momentarily worried that the GTV wasn't in sight when we arrived. There's the man playing Candy Crush out the front. It quickly appeared from a nearby garage, however, and I got to take a good look at it again since it had returned from Italy. I have to say it looked great, freshly detailed and valeted and ready for a final test drive to make sure that I was 100% happy. Of course, it drove like a dream, and I was more than happy to pay the money and accept the keys and a huge wad of history paperwork going right back to the day the car was sold to Trevor, the first owner. While chatting to the guys in the office, I spotted the sign-off board on which all the work done on the GTV had been detailed. Is this square at the bottom where you write, sold to Mug Davison?
Now that's where we write,
Like I said before, the Wheeler Dealer guys love a bit of banter. So, with many thanks to Matt and his colleagues, I jumped into the GTV and Gary and I headed home again. Once I got the GTV home, I turned my attention to the engine bay, as one of the best things about a Busa V6 is obviously the amazing way it looks when it's clean and sparkly. Elvis had done a great job re-chroming the inlet runners, and I decided to clean and polish the plenum and coil covers and add some stainless bolts. That finishes it off nicely. Job done. So, it's time to answer the most important question of all: how does the car drive? And was it all worth it? Let's take this now famous Alfa for a country drive, shall we? Let's go. So I've just picked up the GTV from the Wheeler Dealer boys. On the hottest day of the year. Whew, it's unbearable. But listen. Oh yeah. Engine sounds awesome. New stainless steel exhaust, which is great. The roads are a bit empty now. Now it's so incredibly hot today. It's been like 30 degrees. So I've got the windows open. Keep it cool and so I can hear the engine. I'm going to have to put the windows up. Whew, that's better. Otherwise you're not going to be able to hear me. Yes, so first impressions of the car now that it's completely sorted. Wow, yeah. It looks beautiful in this Vela Blue. I have to be honest, I was never really a big fan of Vela Blue because I always thought it was a bit sort of dark and, you know, a bit somber. However, in the summertime, in the sunshine, nicely polished and clean, Vela Blue is absolutely gorgeous. It's like it's got an iridescent quality. This really does handle nicely. All new suspension, new bushes, yeah, brilliant Michelin Pilot Sport or Pilot Cup or Cup Sport, Pilot Cup Sport 4 tyres. Pilot Cup or Pilot Sport, can't remember which one it is. I'll have a look in a minute. Pretty much the best sports car tyres that you can get for a car like this, but it does handle brilliantly. It's also very, very hot in here. It's a gorgeous summer's evening. We're getting a beautiful sunset, and I'm driving a beautiful Vela Blue 3-litre V6 GTV that's been fettled by Elvis, Mike and the team. To be fair, the car feels almost like a brand new car. Everything feels taut and tight. There's no rattles and clanks and all the stuff that you get used to when you're driving a 23-year-old car. It's really hard to think of an engine that has more charisma and is easier to use than a Busso V6. 230 odd pounds of torque, 220 horsepower, and really, really flexible and easy to use. You can potter along at 20 miles an hour in 4th gear. You can drive all over town in 3rd gear. You don't even need to change gear. You can pull away from junctions in 2nd. You can even pull away from junctions in 3rd if you want to. Oh, somebody just stopped very unexpectedly in front of me at a roundabout there, and I'm happy to report that the brakes are very, very good as well. Yeah, so what do I love most about 916s? Well, I think the styling is pretty unique. First of all, there's no other car that really looks like a 916 apart from, and I'm going to have this discussion in another video, Mitsubishi, the Mitsubishi, now what's the model? I'll show you a picture of it so you know which one I mean. But it came out at about the same time as the GTV, or a little bit after, 90s basically, and the Mitsubishi has a very, very large number of suspiciously similar styling cues. How do I feel? Well, I feel pretty chuffed. What I will say is that the wheeler dealer guys seem to concentrate on the bits that probably are most important, if I'm honest, and that's making sure that the mechanics are sorted, all the bits that need attention get attention or are replaced, and also the exterior looks great because obviously they're filming it. It has to look great for the show. The whole point of it is that, you know, they find a car that's got good provenance or history or an interesting sort of background, and that they think is going to be worth more after they've breathed on it and done their magic. So that's what they do. They find cars like that. This one fitted the bill because bodily it was fantastic. It had virtually no rust on it at all, even underneath. These were galvanised. The body was galvanised from the factory, but you know, that was 23 years ago. So yeah, that's the format, and it's probably in the top 2 most popular car TV shows ever in the world. It's very pleasurable to watch a project go from the beginning, warts and all, problems, you know, rust, dirt, failed components, all that kind of stuff, to watch it go through the workshop and through the process of being restored, and then to be you know, passed on to a new owner who's drives off into the sunset with a big smile on his face. That's certainly what I did.
So Chris, do you still have that secret ingredient, which is the Alpha Fizz? Is it working?
I can officially confirm, Mike, the Alpha Fizz is present.
Oh, well done you.
Okay, so I'm behind a highway maintenance guy now, who is driving a Peugeot. Sorry, mate, not keen on Peugeots. Oh, more potholes, damn it. Yeah, so my plan next is to do some underbonnet detailing of the engine and the engine bay. Busso engines look fantastic when they're cleaned up, and especially if they're painted and detailed. So that's my plan for the underbonnet area. Paintwork is really good. I might just give that a little polish by hand to get it right up to scratch and looking as good as it can. The only thing that I've spotted that could perhaps do with some a little bit of detailing is the brake calipers, which have got some dirty spots on the powder coating. So we can whip the front wheels off, do those. I think it's the front brake disc hubs have got a bit of surface rust on them from where they've got wet and they've been standing. So while the wheels are off, I can polish those up as well, because the GTV's got to that point where it is a classic car. Just going to give it some beans up the hill. Oh yeah. Meeting people who are on TV and, you know, meeting your heroes, I've said it before, usually it's a risky thing to do because you may well be disappointed. Those guys were fantastic from beginning to end. They were friendly, they were open, they were honest. They were also a lot of fun, I have to say. I had a ball. Gary and I, on the Italian day, we spent half the day laughing. It was a lot of fun. Those guys are so lucky to do what they do. Going all over the world, finding cars, fixing them, all the banter, all the fun that they have. I have to be honest, I'm pretty jealous. But thanks guys, I had a great time. So, there you go. I've been really busy since this last video was released, and I'll be shooting a couple more update videos on the GTV in the new year, showing you exactly what I've been up to. So what a great experience this was, and I really hope you enjoyed coming along for the ride. Meanwhile, try not to eat too many mince pies, and I'd like to wish you all a very merry and peaceful Christmas and a happy new year. Stay nutty.